Oh my God. Okay. Did I figure it out? I think I got it. Woo! All right, I think I got it. I mean, I could always make it louder. All right. We forced it. We forced it to work. Okay, it wasn't working, and now it's working. Okay, I fixed it. Whew. Okay. We had a slight problem. We had a slight fish tank problem right before the stream started there. And I fixed it. I had to fix the problemo. We had a mucho problemo. No, not mucho problemo. Poquito problemo. Okay. We got it fixed. We're not gonna burn down or nothing. We'll be all right. And we had some slight. Hold on, let me get the fucking light. Switch. Okay, there we go. Had that super bright ass light going on back there again. Should I make myself smaller? You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Hello. Check, mic check. Are you guys fucking with me or what? I mean, we'll find out. We will find out the hard way. We'll literally find out the hard way by watching our own stream like an absolute creep. Let's see. Had that super bright ass light going on back there again. Okay, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you guys were lying. I think you guys were lying because mine works. You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Hello. Check, mic check. Okay, so I think you were fucking with me. To be clear, I think you were fucking with me. I think that's what was happening. I think that was happening. Nope. You can't hear. You can't hear? Hold on. Can you hear me now? Oh, now we gotta put the levels back. There we go. We had to blow it up. Why can't you hear me? I don't know. Something's wrong with your phone? Is something wrong with your phone? Oh, you guys are in the green room. Jesus, that's why. Okay, you guys couldn't hear me because it wasn't in here. Hello? It's me. Stinky McFart Pants. It's me, the Fart Pants boy.
I can hear you now.
You're fucking around. You guys are fucking around. Okay, got it. Got it. I didn't realize that the fuckery was afoot. Okay, now we know. Now we know. So what's up? What's up, boys and girls? We can say that today.
Oh, now I can.
You got nothing? What's going on?
Oh, no.
Skogs is being super quiet. Let's turn him up. Skogs, what are you doing?
I'm eating fruit snacks on break.
Eating fruit snacks on break? Wait, what are you working second shift? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm on second shift now.
Oh, that's right, because you used to be on first, now you're on second. Or were you on third before? What the fuck? What was happening? I can't remember.
I was on first shift, but I wanted to go to third shift, but they wouldn't let me. So I found a job that would let me go to second shift.
Does that work better for you?
At the moment, yeah. And then the guy, well, the two people above me that are running the machine shop are going to be retiring within the next 3 to 5 years or something like that. So by the time I need to be back onto first shift, my daughter will be in school, so that'll work really good too.
That'll work better.
Yeah, because they're just going to train me to take over for them.
I just got an alert. I was wondering why I got an alert. Apparently, there's a brush fire out by the old freeway. Somebody's like, alert, alert, brush fire by the freeway, by your freeway exit. So I was like, what the hell is this alert? Is it an Amber alert? Do I need to look for some children? Nope. I need to look out for fire, apparently.
Did you get rain this weekend during your camping?
During my camping?
Yes. You say you were going camping this weekend?
Why are you hella quiet today? What is going on?
I'm just special that way.
Oh, there
That
you go.
better?
Yeah, now you're like by the thing that picks up your noise sounds.
My mouth.
Did it rain this
Microphone's here.
weekend during my camping? No, it did not rain at all. We didn't go camping. Everyone canceled on us.
Well, damn them.
Everybody canceled the camping trip, and I didn't want to go on the camping trip without the people that we were going to go with. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
It does?
Well, Stacy and Jules wanted to go to the Bluegrass Festival in Darrington, Washington. Now, let's be clear here. I like a little taste, a little seasoning of bluegrass now and then.
But a whole.
What's that?
I said, but a whole festival.
Well, the thing is, like, let's say you were to go to, what was the, hold on. What was the festival that had Lamb of God? It was the Ozfest, right?
Yes. Which I did go to. I worked it.
What's the Lamb of God
Oz.
festival? Was it Ozfest or, oh, I guess there was Headbangers Boat. There was Incarceration, Unhinged Festival. Okay, so there's a bunch of them. But let's just use Ozfest as an example. So Ozfest, let's look up Ozfest. Ozfest line up. Okay. So we've got, okay, so the Ozfest lineup for whatever year this is. I don't know what year this is, but we're just going to run through it here real quick. You've got Ozzy Osbourne as the headliner. You've got the Prophets of Rage. I don't even know who the fuck that is. They sound terrible. Deftones.
Stage.
Okay. Creator. Orange Goblin. Orange Goblin's not bad. Iron Regan.
Second stage.
But you've got Children of Bodom here. I would want to go see Children of Bodom again. But you've got these bands, right? There are more bands. Night Demon. I don't know. What is this Ozfest? I haven't even heard of any of these fucking bands realistically, and it's not because they're new bands. This seems. Hold on. Where's a regular Ozfest lineup? Okay, here we
That
go.
sounds like all-
Okay, hold on. Here's a regular Ozfest lineup. Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne,
Right.
Opeth, Black Label Society, Megadeth, Suicidal Tendencies, Hatebreed, Devil Driver. I can't even read that one. Okay, those are all the headliners. I know all of those bands, right? So we know all of those bands. Now here's the deal: if Megadeth, Black Label Society, and Opeth, after playing their set, just decided that they wanted to play more music, right? There is a clear and distinct, like, separation from their ability to play the live stage show versus, like, oh, I'm backstage fiddling around with a guitar, right? And what's distinctly different about this as compared to the bluegrass players, now the bluegrass players would be like a guy with a jaw harp and a banjo and a harmonica and maybe a fucking kazoo or something in his pocket. But he's a banjo. He's a twangling banjo player, fiddler McFiddleton, right? Now the thing about a banjo is that you can hook it into a PA, but the banjo itself does not require or even really facilitate a PA at any point in time in its like existence. It's twanging and blanging and doing its noodling just out there in the fields, right? Like you don't need nothing. There's no laser light show that accompanies the individual banjo player. And the thing about a banjo is it is a combination like percussive equipment. It's like its own PA because of how loud they can project. And it's a weird guitar, right? Now, and here's the other thing. Like, let's say that you... who's the lead singer of Megadeth? What's his name? Hold on. I can't remember his name.
I should know that.
It's Dave Mustaine. All right, I didn't want to be wrong. Okay, let's say Dave Mustaine was twiddling his guitar behind stage, right? And he was like, do you think Dave Mustaine is going to suddenly start singing to people?
No.
Probably not. Like, he might just be fiddling his guitar or whatever, and no one else is going to join in. I will say that on no less than 100 fucking occasions in my life, some shitbird with a ukulele or a lute or a banjo or a mandolin, right? Like, will come up and be like, and twanging away. And now here's the thing. It's bad enough if you get acoustic guitar guy who wants to sing the song to you because he thinks you're so pretty and your eyes are so blue, right? That's bad. That's bad in the world, right? Like when the guy, he's got his shirt on, he's got no shirt under a shirt undone. He's got tons of like rings for some reason, right? He's got some shit braided into his weird hair. And he's like, yeah, I seen you from over there and there's a song I want to play for you, you know? And then you're like, wait a minute, is this just the Eagles knockoff? I think it's the Eagles knockoff. He probably knows about 6 chords. Who the fuck is this guy? And it turns out he's just a date rapist from fucking wherever, right? That's bad enough. But I will say a thing that is distinctly worse is that the bluegrass guys, they materialize out of the bushes like it's the reverse of the Homer Simpson meme. Right? It's the reverse. It's the reverse of this, right? Where Homer Simpson goes back into the bushes. It's the reverse where they just come from the bushes, like the children of the corn, right? Like there's no one there, right? There's no one there. Then there's somebody there. Then there's somebody more there. And now all of a sudden there's a bunch of bluegrass players here, right? And there's a girl that smells like patchouli in a bad way, not the good way, you know, not the like, hey, I just took a shower and I got my nails done and I got my bush waxed over there at the local vagina waxer place, whatever, right? And is like, well, I'm here for the weekend to have some fun and have a reasonably good time. It's like, no, you piled on the patchouli because it's the only thing that will overpower the BO, the rampant BO, because you've been out here for the last 16 weeks, just, you know, air quote, hanging, right? And then she starts dancing around. Ukulele guy comes out of the bushes. Banjo guy's playing. Now they all start singing an old-timey song that they all really like, you know? and they know all about that song. And then I don't know, about 2 minutes into the song, suddenly a lyric pops in, right, about the problems that they're having with the people that are picking the cotton. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then that suddenly becomes an awkward situation. And you start making eye contact with Banjo and the guy on the ukulele over here. And then there's a guy, he's got the stand-up washboard bass situation, but he doesn't have the tub. He just has the string. It's like an electric stand-up washboard. Right? And you're like, what the fuck? I got to get out of here. I don't know what's happening. But now you're surrounded. And the bluegrass fans, they don't want you to leave because, hey, don't shame the players. These players are important, right? You know, it's a bit much. I've been there before. I've been there before.
The one guy with can't keep time.
And I will say that, like, out of solidarity of spending time with my friends that really wanted to go to a thing, I will happily and gladly partake in them experiencing the joy of what they wanted to go there for. I'm saying that, like, I wouldn't necessarily be reveling in hearing, you know, a bluegrass version of Oklahoma where the wind comes whipping down the plains, right? Like, I'm not gonna, like, oh my God, my life was changed because I heard the Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses in bluegrass style, acoustic, outside by the fire. I'm going to say that, like, my life will have not been changed. My life will not have been changed because of that. But I would definitely show up because my friends would be experiencing a level of joy and help accommodate them having a fun weekend and have fun with my community members having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what would have been a good time. What wouldn't have been a good time is if Vicky and I and Olivia went there all by ourselves. Right. Where Olivia has to go to bed around 9 o'clock at night. This child of mine, this sweet, sweet child of mine, needs to sleep a good 11 hours out of the day, 12 hours out of the day. So you got to get her. You got to work on your jujitsu choke maneuvers, get her into bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take some classes, is what I'm saying. You got to choke them to sleep sometimes. You got to give them get them in a triangle, you know, and and get them to sleep, right? And now here's the thing. Then Vicky and I would be in a trailer with Olivia, who's going to sleep, and then we're just sitting there like, hi. How are you doing from all of the time? We hang out all the time. How you been for the last 18 minutes? Wait, we're here together, so it's kind of weird that I would even ask that question. So, oh wait, we got to be quiet because the kid's kind of sleeping. Oh, now there's people outside doing a bluegrass cover of "Sweet Child of Mine" by fucking Guns N' Roses.
And then the drums.
So, you know, the thing is that, like, if it was a situation where our friends were there and then Vicky was like, well, we're gonna go see some bands or whatever, I'll stay with Olivia, or the other way around. Maybe Vicky wants to get some rest. Okay, I'll go with our friends. We'll go bop around. We'll go do stuff. But the situation where it's just Vicky and I and Olivia just sitting in a trailer and then going like, well, they should shut up over there because our kid's sleeping and we, you know, so we didn't go. That's what I'm saying. Our friends bailed on us. They didn't want to go. Grandma and Grandpa were supposed to go with their trailer. Also, they didn't go. Yeah, no one else was going. So we didn't go camping. It's a long story to explain. We didn't go camping. I did stay home and shovel a couple, probably 3 yards of rocks. Amongst doing a whole lot of nothing. I just was like, I'm gonna chill because I'm tired. I was tired from the week. It was a long, hot work week. And I was tired on Saturday, so I was just chilling. Like, I wasn't doing much of anything. We went, and Olivia went, and one of her friends came over, and we kind of like went for a walk and just did whatever. It just wasn't
low-key family weekend.
Yeah, just just stayed home. It was like, fuck it, we don't need to go. I described the guy from Ministry. Oh, you mean Al Jorgensen? I've met him before, and he is very stinky. He is a very stinky fellow. He's very odoriferous. Is that the right word?
Yes, it is.
How do we spell that? Holy shit, I spelled it correctly?
There you go. E-R-O-U-S.
Oh, it's odoriferous. Odoriferous. Okay. But there's an alternate spelling of odiferous.
Stank.
Is a variant spelling. Okay. That's why I was wondering.
Stank.
I had a wondering. What?
Nice to say stanky.
It's a
alternate
stank.
pronunciation.
Well, it's having having or giving off a smell, especially in an unpleasant or distinctive one.
There you go. Yeah, I've been to way too many of those little farm
I mean,
mountain
to be honest, like, I wouldn't mind going to a bluegrass festival, but I told Vicky, this is what I told Vicky. I was like, if we want to go to the bluegrass festival, let's just drive over there on Saturday. We'll go for a couple hours, then we'll come home. If we feel like we got to go to it. I feel like driving out Friday, missing a whole work day on Friday, being out there Friday night, be out there all day Saturday night, Sunday most of the day, drive home, and then it's like, well, here comes Monday, right? I was like, I was like, let's just stay home, because I was like, I'll just be hanging out with you two the whole time, and I feel like we don't have to go anywhere in order to do that. I'm like, you both live here. Like, why do I have to go somewhere to hang out with you? That we're not even really all that excited about, right? Oh my God, we got a $5 super chat from Skogs. How's it going? We have to give it. Do we give it a like? How do we give it a like? There's a way. What is it doing? I clicked on it and it's doing something. Oh my God, we have all these comments I forgot to read. The chat. Okay, the chat. We'll catch up with the chat now that we explained the weekend. I did some work and I did some laying down like a lazy bitch. Fuck spell check. Eating my RHS reference. What happened? I don't know what happened there.
Oh, I was quoting before, and it kept changing patio to patio.
Oh, okay. I got it. Beep boop. I'm a robot. Okay. I respect it. What up, y'all? From what is this? Bare Bottom, Branton. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Are they new? Should probably.
Sounds like that.
Let's take a look. Should probably take a look at their channel. They have any content on there? Hold on, let's look. HHD Fish Room Tour. Oh, they got fish room and stuff. That's what you were looking for. Yeah, I got the comment on the YouTube channel. Are you guys familiar with YouTube channels? You guys know what YouTube channels are? I got the comment. This is from somebody that was like, I've been gone for a year and I come back to the channel and what is this? Just basically Orange Man bad? And I was like, Your comment is an indictment on yourself. It's fucking. According to AAA, I own a Ducati 888 now. What? What happened? A 888. Oh, what? Oh, Skoggs is muted.
Someone
He
at
can't tell
AAA.
us. He probably is done eating his fruit snacks. And he's going back to work. Why does he own a Ducati now? What the hell does that mean? I don't think there's many places. Probably only a couple here in New England. There are Ducati dealerships. There are Ducati dealerships, and most. I know this. One of my good buddies is like way into Ducati. He was always riding motorcycles constantly. I think have I ever mentioned like how much I hate motorcycle riders?
No, but it sounds like an excellent rant. Please.
I
do
fucking
tell.
hate. They ride like assholes all the time. Like every once in a while, I see like a motorcycle rider that's like, "Oh, look, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Cool." And then about 8 seconds later, some guy will be popping a wheelie down the freeway at 140 miles an hour, right past the guy
With no
who's like
helmet.
trying to do the correct motorcycle riding. It's that they disregard traffic norms. I'm being specific here. I'm being specific, and I'm not saying they disregard the law, because I don't necessarily bring that into this argument.
Consideration. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't consider the law. I don't take the law into consideration in this argument, right? It's
All
that
right.
the motorcycles are so often breaking just traffic norms, right? Like all of traffic is going 70 miles an hour, and then you're in the HOV lane and you wanted to pass somebody. The normal thing to do would be to like, oh, I'm going to go 80 miles an hour. I'm going to pass this person, and then I'm going to go up in front of them, and then I'm going to be up in front of that person. No, motorcycle guy can't do that. He's got to come from all the way on the right-hand lane, bob and weave between 4 different cars to get to the HOV lane, all traveling like 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. Get in the HOV lane. Instead of just staying in the HOV lane, it's cut directly in front of you with maybe 3 feet to spare to get in front of you, and then accelerate another from up to 160 miles an hour up until they get way up there. Now, one of the reasons I say this, I have had multiple friends die on their motorcycles. Matt is somebody who comes to mind who would consistently drive like a fucking asshole on his motorcycle. And one day I get a fucking message that says, "Hey, Matt died riding his motorcycle." Oh, let me go look it up. There's the article in the newspaper. Turns out he was riding on an interchange over coming from what is that, Spokane Street in Seattle. The overpass goes over the freeway and then comes down. Well, he was riding so fast that he rode off of that thing and went flying like 200 feet down and just died, right? And people are like, "Oh, was it wet out? What was the conditions?" All these people like, "Well, what were the conditions?" Like, hey, bitch, you're riding a fucking motorcycle. Could you be more in touch with the conditions, right? So, like, whatever the conditions were, he obviously was doing something completely fucking stupid, right? And traumatized the whole family, traumatized his siblings, all that stuff forever, right? Just because I got to ride the motorcycle like an asshole, right? Like, it's just... And I see it all the goddamn time with the motorcycle guys. I see cars do stupid shit, but the percentage of motorcycle people doing stupid shit is so much higher. It's so much higher. It's off the fucking charts. I mean, if you're talking like 1 out of 2, that's 50%, right?
Right.
It is certainly not 50% of cars that are doing, 40 miles an hour over the speed limit, making 13 lane changes. I do see this. I do see cars doing that sometimes, but it is glaringly obvious when a car is like what the fuck is going on with this car? Are the cops chasing them? Like what is happening? You know, I mean, you see that every once in a while. You see it with motorcycles 50% of the time, 60% of the time, 70% of the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, even when you see a guy like on a Harley with his patches, and I'm a 1%er, I fucking killed a guy for my Harley club, my motorcycle club, right? You see those guys fucking whap, 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 flying, they're riding on the shoulder, doing 110 in a fucking 55 mile an hour zone, right? You know, it's off the charts. My friend, who's a female, who's in a bike club, was out riding in Auburn recently. This is maybe like 8-9 months ago, and did something and got pinned with a car and basically lost her leg, right? You know, and you're like, this is just so common with the fucking motorcycles, you know? And I'm like, and by the way, on Saturday night, there was a 19-year-old and a 21-year-old. The 21-year-old was driving a F350 and somehow clipped a motorcycle on the freeway, as the reports were that the motorcycle was in the wrong from the witnesses that witnessed it. Motorcycle driver dead. Now you got a 21-year-old girl who's probably not to be a sexist guy or something like that, but an F350 is a pretty expensive truck. Okay, let's be honest here. An F350 fucking diesel, right? That is like a 2020. That's a fucking $70,000 truck if I've ever seen it. Hold on. 2020 F350 diesel. Got a fucking EL, you piece of shit. Price. I mean, I'm like 80,000. How much is that? Holy fucking shit. 62 with 61,000 miles. Ooh, this is a fucking sexy truck. It's got a flatbed. I want to buy this truck and get laid in it. Look at that. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys this truck. This is the kind. Will it load? No, it doesn't load. Fucking what the fuck? I talk shit about this truck. Everyone wants to see it now. Here we go. Load. Fucking KBB doesn't even load. What the hell? Why are you not loading? Oh my god, there's a little car driving as a circle. I don't know. KBB doesn't work anymore. KBB is fucking broken. Whoops. Click that link. I'll have to just show you the... I'm just going to show you the... I can show you the truck. I can't show you the ad because it's not working. Okay, this truck is only 43,000, which I'm saying... we're talking about possibilities right here. I could trade in my truck, and we could get some of this action going on here. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. It's got the big crew cab and the flatbed with the dump on it. You know? That's got to have a tilt dump. That's got to tilt. You know what I mean? Watch this. If I go to load it, KBB is just like, yeah, what do you do? Hold on. I can't do it. I can't. They're just like, I can't want to. It's just like, I can't want to. I'm sorry. Oh, now it loads. Okay, third time's the charm, right? 6.7 liter, 8-cylinder turbo diesel engine with 21,000 miles on it. I do not understand, why is this truck so cheap? 43,000? Is it broken or is it fucked up or what's wrong with it? It's got to be something drastically wrong. What's up?
to say, is it been in a wreck? Is that a rebuild? What?
I don't know, but this truck fucks hard, man. I'm telling you. Let's see. We got to see the back seat, so if I can put the kid in there. Yeah, it's a 2020. It's just the XL though. It's not the XLT or anything. Was it fun? What did you do? What happened?
Strap her to the front.
I worked at Ozfest 2006. Oh, Ozfest 2006. Who was in it? That's what we got to know. If anybody was good there. We need to see if the back seat's big enough. Oh, this has the slippery leather seats. It does have. It has the full back seat. Does the bed dump? Is it a dumper? I gotta say, I want this red truck. I need a. Anybody got 40 grand? Real quick, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Super chat's wide open. Go ahead. Drop a 40 grand. What's wrong with it? There's got to be something wrong with it. Let's see if we got a. Oh shit! I went back. Now we have to wait for it to load again. This thing's only 35 miles away. I could go get it.
Why can I not find the volume on the app?
You cannot find the volume on the app. What are you talking about? On Discord?
I can't find the button on the YouTube app so that I can mute your YouTube so that I can see what you're talking about. Oh,
you just got to click, give it a little click-a-rooney, and you got to push it, Gas mileage information is unavailable. 4-wheel drive, medium earth gray interior. So it has the dog shit interior. That really is the big. Yeah. It's got the terrible interior. Hold on. This vehicle has a branded title. Find out why branded title vehicles are the new standard for smart car shoppers. Branded title. I don't know what the fuck that means. Compass. It has a compass, guys. This truck comes with a compass. By the way, I'm not even in the market for buying a truck. I don't even know why I'm talking about trucks. Oh no, I'll get back to what I was talking about. Single climate vinyl seat has the vinyl seats. It's not even leather. Power locks and windows, cruise control, steel wheels, heated mirrors. Oh, it has the heated mirrors. Upgrade. Fucking upgrade. Bluetooth, USB, truck bed. One touch up down. One touch up down. Oh, the windows. Yeah, no shit. What's up with the truck bed? Does it dump? Is it just like a bolt-on flatbed? Let's see. Maybe we can get a side shot and see if there's hydraulics in there. I can't tell. Can't tell. Maybe it's just a stationary flatbed. I mean, if it was a dump bed, we get on it. I put a picture of who is in the Discord live stream channel. Was it fun? Who do you do? What were you talking about? Why am I looking at chat and I have fucking no clue what the hell is going on? I'm the worst host of any show ever. You heard it here. I put a picture of who was in it in the Discord. Oh, who was in it? Oh, fuck, I'm stupid. See, that's where we go. Live stream.
I worked
goddamn.
that
Say goddamn. I would have gone. Lady Guinevere. If you had invited me, I would have gone. Oh, I know Lacuna Coil. I know those guys.
White River.
Atreyu?
Yep.
I would have gone to see Atreyu. Norma Jean? Dragon Force. I would have seen Dragon Force for sure. I wouldn't have got Avenged Sevenfold sucks. Hatebreed sucks. Disturbed, no. System of a Down, no. Dragon Force, yes. Lacuna Coil, just so I could go say hi. Atreyu, yes. Probably Black Label Society, because Zach Wilde would just be jamming all weird. Oh shit, strapping young lad. Oh fuck, I'm there. I'm so there. To go see Devi? Yeah, for sure. 100%. 100%. 1000% actually. Go see Devin Townsend, strapping young lad. Get me a fucking time machine. I'll fly back there. Oh, Lady Guinevere didn't invite me. D-Rock worked at Ozfest. Okay. That'd be a couple.
D-Rock and I.
That'd be a couple dudes right there. That'd be a couple dudes. You know what I'm saying?
I would have, if I'd known you then. I worked that show.
Send me the fucking time machine.
2002 to 2006.
Oh, did you get to meet Devin Townsend?
I did. I sat next to Black Label Society a couple of times because they let the.
That's just Zach. That's Zach Wild. Zach Wild and some players. I'm talking about fucking Devin Townsend from Strapping Young Lad.
Yes, maybe
Devin Townsend.
I'm unaware.
Which, by the way, I would recommend to anybody who is watching this, but especially the people in the green room right now, to go look up Devin Townsend. His new last 10 years worth of albums they're amazing. I can't play them on stream because I immediately get the money taken away from me. I get robbed. I get pickpocketed if I play it on stream. But I love Devin Townsend. I love his he does a podcast. I love listening to his podcast. His records over the last 10 years have been off the charts. It's just him making stuff, right?
Cool.
And it's an experience. He's the guy who invented the wall of sound. And who did he play with? First play, like he first initially was the guitar player. Yeah, he took yeah, you remember Steve Vai?
I do remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Devin Townsend took over for singing for Steve Vai. Okay. And played rhythm guitar while Steve Vai was doing squiggly noises with his guitar. Not a huge fan of Steve Vai, but that's just way back in the day. That's how, and that's how talented Devin Townsend is. But Devin Townsend is the guy who created what is called the wall of sound, if that makes sense. He's one of the guys that it's just layer on layer on layer on layer, right? Of craziness, and it's quite good. It's quite good. I recommend it to anybody.
I, for one, will check it
out. Lady Guinevere's awesome, D-Rock. I think I was 13. No, let's put some clarity on that comment right there. I'm not going to Ozfest with you when you were 13, unless you needed like a bodyguard, I guess. That's about it.
I was always surprised at the number of very small children at Ozfest.
It is kind of a shocker, but it's also really not a shocker being somebody that grew up like going to punk shows and shit. Like I started going to shows when I was like 11, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
So
that wigged me out.
What's that?
Like, it's the 3 and 4 year olds that wig me out. Like, where's that kid hanging out during this?
Oh, it's like that's like the parents are just irresponsible. Yeah, that's a weird vibe. I will testify that is a weird vibe when like a 5-year-old walks up and you're like, "Hey, what are you doing here, bud?" And you're like, "I don't know where my parents are." And you're like, "Shit, I didn't realize I was gonna have to be a cop today. Fuck," And then you just start punching your way through the crowd until you punch their parents. And you're like, parents. There they are. Found them with fisticuffs.
And now they're unconscious, so you should be able
Lady Guinevere says, you could hang out with my brother. He was almost 30 or something. Why is your brother so freakishly old?
If
Why
I
so
do not
old?
know how.
Why so old? Jazz hands, the realize fascists, a bunch of Zionist bands.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got to understand that, like, I'm probably one of the most far left people that you will ever encounter in your life, probably. This whole fascination with Zionists and Palestine, you gotta get the fuck off of it. Like, I fully understand the motivation behind it, that you're going, there's a genocide happening, and that's disgusting, and it's fucked up, and we got to figure out how to stop our government from funding it, and we got to figure out how it's not working. What you're doing, it's not working, right? Like,
Right.
it isn't. And you know, I circle back to what I've talked about previously in the past, like the Palestinians in Gaza and the Jewish community in Israel are brainwashed by their religion to convince them that they are enemies, right? And until you can make a breakthrough on that front, you are never going to be able to get either side to understand that the people on the other side are humans. It's not going to work. Like, you need to go ground level and start convincing these people that the religious institutions that are controlling and contorting their view of the world is what is influencing them to think that it's okay to be killing each other, right? Like, am I a supporter of Hamas? Absolutely not. Am I the supporter of the IDF? Absolutely not. Like, both of those groups are unhinged fucking crazy people, right? And like I've said this before, until you can make a breakthrough on the years that those people were reared by their religion and convinced them that those people aren't people, you're never going to make any kind of headway ever. To the exact same point is that you aren't going to convince, like, evangelicals in the United States that anyone who believes that women should be allowed to vote, women should be allowed to have credit cards, women should be allowed to have bodily autonomy, women should be allowed to have driver's licenses, right? You're never going to be able to convince evangelicals that the people that believe all of those things I just noted are actual humans. They think that we're Satan. They think that we're less than human. And one of the reasons that I titled the stream this way, Mehdi Hasan went on Jubilee. If you've ever seen this format on Jubilee where it's like 20 of the opposition debate one person. The first one I would recommend you go watch is the Jordan Peterson one that just came out a while ago, because it highly illuminates what I've been saying for fucking years, which Witchy Cat can testify that I've been saying Jordan Peterson is a monumental grifter piece of shit, who's basically a Nazi at this point, if not one of the people that has been promoting Nazi ideology for the last decade, just fucking books and shit. Watch that one, and then quickly follow it up with the Mehdi Hasan one, where all of the Jordan Peterson readers showed up to attempt to debate Mehdi Hasan. And when I say attempt, there are literal, and I could have gotten clips, and you guys can go watch all the clips you want to watch. I don't necessarily need to play the clips here today. But there are people that are admitting that they're fascists. There are people that are admitting that they want autocracy. These are Americans that are admitting that the Constitution is fucking bullshit, right?
But okay.
LB Things, Stuff, and More says, that doesn't mean America needs to fund Israel's bombs. True. And I agree. You're not going to be able to convince the United States to stop funding Israel without doing some groundbreaking into the religious brainwashing that the people are falling for, is my point. Because the evangelicals believe that if all of the Jews end up in Israel and the war breaks out, the end of the world the return of Jesus is coming. It's insane. And
they're trying to
what I'm saying is that you are trying to rationalize with functionally insane people. And you're trying to say like, hey, stop doing this thing, crazy person. And the crazy person's like, right? Like, and you're like, oh, but I told them rationally to stop doing the thing, right? It's not going to happen. You know, from the standpoint that, like, it is horrific that the United States funds Israel, the United States just this year has apportioned a brand new branch of the government, ICE, $170 billion worth of funding. And where do you think that money is going to go? Like, that's going to make ICE, what, the 6th biggest military force? That would be the 6th in the world. And this is going to happen in the United States. And by the way, these are the people that are supporting Israel, right? Like, waving a flag around and turning everything into a Gaza-Israel debate, it ain't doing it. It ain't doing it because, meanwhile, people have been waving their flags around and bitching about what's going on over there. Meanwhile, back here at home, the American Zionists, whatever you want to call them, I call them fucking neo-Nazis because that's what they are, have just unleashed close to $200 billion worth of money to do the same thing to Americans. But well, you know, I'm going to protest. Like, I'm going to protest Palestine. Like, okay, ICE is going to take you and throw you out of an airplane or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, right? You know, and it's like, it's a distraction. It's a distraction from, like, the real things that are happening here on the ground, you know? And it's not that I want anybody to be bombed. I do not. 100% do not. I'm 100% opposed to bombing anybody, right? I'm 100% opposed to funding all of this crap. I've been opposed to spending $1 trillion a year on our fucking insane bloated military, right? I've been opposed to the fact that we have this insanely bloated, gigantic military that, by the way, is only like, what, 4.7% of the United States population. That includes all of the veterans. And we can't even offboard these people properly because the people that fund Israel in the United States government are the same people that refuse to fund aftercare for our soldiers, because here's what they do is they hire the ones that are twacked out of their minds after having served, right? And they hire them, and then they call them contractors, right? Because once you hire a contractor that isn't working under the federal umbrella specifically as a federal employee, you no longer have to follow the rules of engagement because you're just a contractor. Like, I don't know, we just hired the contractor to go do the thing. We just had him extract this guy who was, I don't know, over there, right? And most of these people, and by the way, most of these people are the same people that refer to Africa as a country, right?
Right. Yep.
I'm telling you, like, on that Jubilee episode, one of the guys came up to argue that there's a white genocide in the United States. That's how out in the open these fucking people are now. Right? And they know that they are now being backed by the United States fucking government. The current administration is backing this insanity. Right? The president of the United States was posting on his fucking, like, never mind the level of corruption that this guy has, his own social media platform, his own fucking crypto exchange, right? Like, never mind all that, but he was posting on his own social media about how all this apartheid, backlash apartheid in South Africa is somehow a genocide, right? Which we've looked up the numbers before, and they don't even come close to any kind of genocide at all.
21 farmers, I believe.
What's that?
I said 21 farmers, I believe, was the final count.
Yeah, I believe 21 farmers was the most recent, and I think it was a total of what, 60 something over the entire period since apartheid.
Then we've got yesterday's wonderful AI photo of Obama being arrested in the Oval that Trump posted. Did you see that?
What's that?
Did you see the AI photo of Obama being arrested in front of Trump in the Oval yesterday?
I don't see every AI piece of shit that.
No, Trump posted it on his Truth Social. That was why it was notable.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is one of the reasons that you will easily be distracted, and these are distraction tactics. Here you go. Here in PBS News, a hillside of white crosses fuels a misleading story about South Africa's farm killings. The white crosses are staked in the ground on an otherwise barren hillside on the edge of a farm, each one standing as a reminder of a terrible story of a person being killed. But the crosses, nearly 3,000 of them, do not tell the full story of South Africa's farm killings. The Witcreus, monument, which means White Cross Monument in the language spoken by South Africa, white Afrikaner minority, is a memorial only to white people who were killed on farms over the last 3 decades. It's a visceral snapshot seized on by some South Africans to drive a discredited narrative that white farmers in the majority black country are being targeted in a widespread race-based system of persecution. The false narrative has also been spread by conservative commentators in the United States and elsewhere, and amplified by South African-born Elon Musk and U.S. President Donald Trump. Last month, Trump escalated the rhetoric using the term genocide to describe violence against white farmers. The South African government and experts who have studied farm killings have publicly denounced the misinformation spread by Trump and others. Even the caretaker of the Witcreus, I don't even know how to say that right. Somebody, fuck. Dude. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, motherfucker. Play it. Play it, you bitch.
Yeah.
Wit.
Oh, that's the word wit. Very helpful. How to pronounce it? Wit sounds like the English word vit, or the beginning of the word vith, Creus sounds like crace. Vitcrace. Okay, vitcrace. That's helpful. Okay. Even the caretaker of Vitcrace says the monument, which makes no reference to the hundreds of black South African farmers and farm workers who have been killed, does not tell the complete story. The killings of farmers and farm workers, regardless of race, are a tiny percentage of the country's high level of crime, and they typically occur during armed robberies, according to available statistics and 2 studies carried out over the last 25 years. Yet because wealthier white people own 72% of South Africa's privately owned farms, according to census data, they are disproportionately affected by these often brutal crimes. Black people own just 4% of the country's privately owned farmland, and the rest is owned by people who are mixed race or of Indian heritage. Misinformation about farm killings has been fueled by right-wing political groups in South Africa and others outside the country, says Gareth Newman, a crime expert at the Institute for Security Studies think tank in Pretoria. Some of the fringe South African groups, which hold no official power, boycotted the country's first democratic elections of 1994 when South Africa's apartheid system of white minority rule officially ended. They have espoused a debunked theory of persecution in a country where whites make up about 7% of the population ever since. These white people are 7% of the population, and they own 72% of the property, right? They held on to these beliefs as a way of maintaining social cohesion in their groups, making sure that they can obtain funding and support. And they were getting support from right-wing groups abroad because that fit their narrative. I don't even know how to say this. The Vitcrace, I don't know, I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. The Vitcrace monument was started in 2004, but recognizes victims going back to 1994. Each year, more crosses are planted to memorialize white farmers and their family members who were killed, organizers say. Recently, they've planted around 50 crosses a year. Cobus DeLang, a local Afrikaner farmer, has taken the role of caretaker of the fucking bullshit. He gave the Associated Press access to the memorial, bringing along his wife and children to help tidy up the monument in the country's north near the town of Mokopane. DeLang expressed the fear and frustration of white farming community that feels authorities have not done enough to protect them. One of his sons wore a t-shirt with the slogan, "Enough is enough," written in Afrikaans language in reference to the killings. But DeLang acknowledged that the memorial does not capture the full scope of farm killings. It's across the board. There are black farmers who are also attacked, DeLang said. He said, and in some farm attacks, black farm workers are tortured by criminals for information on how to break into the main farmhouse. The Vitcrace, I'm saying it wrong, but whatever, would be willing to put up crosses to black farmers and farm workers who have been killed, but their relatives haven't requested it, he said. So they have to have, the families have to request it. So they're running a memorial monument to farmers that are killed, but the black families have to request it, apparently. The monument includes memorabilia bearing the flags of conservative Afrikaner movements, symbols that they are generally frowned upon because Afrikaners were at the heart of the apartheid government. From April 2023 through March 2024, there were 49 farm killings recorded by, what is this, AfriForum, a white Afrikaner lobby group. That's about 0.2% of overall murders tallied by the government over the same period. The group recorded 296 farm robberies in that time frame, or about 0.7% of all robberies. AfriForum's numbers don't include killings of black farmers and workers, and the country's official crime statistics are not broken down by race. Black people make up more than 80% of South Africa's population of 62 million, and most victims of violent crime across South Africa are black. but there is no public relations campaign to raise awareness about the killing of black farmers. Across racial lines, most public outcry about crime in South Africa is over the high rates of rape and murder of women and children, which mostly takes place in cities and townships. To tamp down misinformation, South African police last month took up the unprecedented step of providing racial breakdown of farm killings during the first 3 months of the year. Between January and March, there were 6 murders on farms, down from 12 during the same period last year. One of the victims was white, the rest were black. What Donald Trump is saying about the whites being targeted does not exist, says, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, don't know how to say that, who lives on a farm in Normandian, a rural area in KwaZulu-Natal province. Black farm workers also feel vulnerable. Buthelezi? I don't know. We don't even have small firearms. Our weapons are just spear and a shield and sticks we get from the woods. Normandian is an area where the farming community planted white crosses to raise awareness about farm killings in 2020. During a White House visit last month by South African President, I don't know how to say his name, Cyril Ramaphosa, Trump showed a video in which he incorrectly referred to the location as a burial site of slain white farmers. Also, and without evidence, Trump has accused South Africa's black-led government by fueling what he said was racially motivated violence against whites. In February, Trump issued an executive order punishing the country by banning all U.S. aid and assistance to South Africa. Witchy Cat, can you do the math real quick? That if there's 3,000 white crosses up there, and the white farmers are only 0.2% of the overall murders, can you do the math on that?
I can, yes.
The Trump administration has cited a chant used by minority black-led political party in South Africa that has the lyric "Shoot the farmer" as contributing to what claims is the racially motivated killings of white farmers. Violent crimes against farmers were a problem for years before the apartheid era was revived. Or the apartheid era chant was revived. The South African government investigated farm killings in 2003. It interviewed dozens of police detectives and other experts and concluded that robbery was the most common motive for violent crimes, including murders that occurred on farms. A study by the South African Human Rights Commission in 2015 reached a similar conclusion. It is criminal individuals and groups that are targeting them because they are considered vulnerable, said Newham, who has researched the subject for more than 15 years. They have things like cars, guns, and laptops. In some cases, perpetrators are former laborers who return to attack, kill, and rob farm owners to settle disputes over money. In others, disgruntled former employees had returned simply for revenge, according to historical records of the National Prosecuting Authority. And by the way, like, nobody is saying, hey, these murders are good. Nobody's saying, like, that's great. But what's our percentage there?
It was, I'm sorry, repeat your question.
What was our number there?
60 murders. Is that the one you were looking for?
No.
Okay,
If 3,000 is averaging 0.2% of the killings, right? So we'd have to multiply times 5 and then times to get the round number. Yep. And then times, 99 to get the solid number? Is that right?
You're asking me to math.
So 3,000 times 5 is 15,000. And then we need to multiply that times 99, right? Because that would be 1, and it's a 30-year period, right?
Oh, yes. Sorry. That's
times 99. So yeah, in the 30-year period, there's been 148,000 killings. That's problematic. What's the murder rate in South Africa? I remember we looked this up a while ago. I remember it was like way off the charts. Holy shit. It is way off the charts.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, it's way off the charts. In the fourth quarter, October to December 2024, South Africa recorded 5,727 murders, an average of 62 per day. This statistic reflects a period that includes the end of 2024 and beginning of 2025. Additional details from the crime statistics include 6,985 attempted murders were recorded, averaging 75 per day. 43,776 assaults with intent to cause grievous bodily harm were reported, averaging 475 per day. 10,688 rapes were reported, averaging 116 per day. 4,571 kidnappings occurred, averaging 49 per day. 11,000 common robberies were reported. 35,000 commercial crimes were reported. 5,671 incidents of stock theft were recorded. Holy.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
But somehow we have the sixth largest policing. And shouldn't they have the largest policing force in the world? Or even
what is it per capita? What is it per capita there? I remember I looked this up a little while ago.
I'm showing.
So in 2022, South Africa recorded a murder rate of 43.3 per 100,000.
Yeah, I was showing 45 per 100,000.
2023, the murder rate was reported 45 per 100,000. For context, this rate is considerably higher than in other countries like the United States, which has a rate of 6.3 per 100,000. Holy shit. What is that? How does that relate to Chicago? Well, Chicago's in the United States, but to be clear, it might be higher. Murder rate per capita. Uh, 2024 Chicago saw 573 homicides when Joe Biden, which is the lowest number in recent years. What is their per capita? So in Chicago, the murder rate is 24 per 100,000. So South Africa as a whole is worse than Chicago by at least double. What's the highest? St. Louis, Missouri is the highest.
Not a lot to do in St. Louis.
That's 2019, so it's like a little bit older numbers, but St. Louis, Missouri is the highest with 64.5 per 100,000. You're in way more danger in St. Louis than you are in Chicago. You're in danger in St. Louis.
Yeah, they're projecting a murder rate of 69.4 per 100,000 for this year in St. Louis.
That's crazy.
51 in Baltimore, 40 in New Orleans, and 39 in Detroit.
Yeah, this is the actual crazy thing, right? So most Americans live in the cities, in major metropolitan areas, right? So this is the crazy part, because in 2023 there were 22,000 homicides in the United States, which is an average of 6.8 deaths per 100,000 people. The homicide rate, over half, which is 53%, occurred in major metropolitan areas with populations over 1 million, right? Which is where most Americans live. Major metropolitan areas, not like when you say Chicago and it's just the city
Right.
part. It's the metropolitan areas around it. People don't normally like think about the United States in that way. It's if you go like LA, right? But LA is just like this giant sprawling city, so they include the metropolitan areas around it. So it does get like a little bit confusing. So Chicago had the most homicides with 805, which is the most in the nation. The second highest was Los Angeles County, the metro area, with 659. But the population is so high in Chicago that really offsets it. Top 5 homicide rates among large population centers, those with more than 1 million residents, were the cities of Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Birmingham, Alabama. Like, those are, statistically speaking, the cities you're most in danger. One of them technically isn't even in the United States because it's Washington, D.C. So we got to kind of throw that one out. Baltimore would be the only sort of Democrat area, but Memphis, Tennessee is Republican stronghold. Missouri, Republican stronghold. Birmingham, Alabama, Republican stronghold. 100%. How many homicides did the U.S. have in 2023? See, we already know this number because they gave us multiple choice. Boom, correct. Got it correct. Which smaller cities have the highest homicide rates? Some less populated urban counties also have higher than average homicide rates, particularly in the southeast. All Republican bullshit. Evangelical fucking influenced church nonsense. God damn, I was listening to a pastor, the guy who runs, the guy who's in Texas, who's a House representative. I can't remember his name. He brought up something that was like profoundly important about the separation of church and state. And I hadn't thought of it this way because if you've ever been to the United States, we have churches fucking everywhere. They're all over the place. Like you can't, if you're around where people are, like you aren't going to find an area where you can't just walk. You know, maybe it's a 20-minute walk, maybe it's a half an hour walk, but you can just walk to a church. Like they're everywhere. I think there's something like 440,000 churches in the U.S. How many registered churches in the USA? I looked this up a while ago because we were talking about it.
Which doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is.
That's crazy. Yeah. So it's 400,000 churches that are Protestant, Christian, other Christian. There's 23,000 Catholic churches. There's 15,000 other congregations There are 44,000 congregations for independent and non-denominational churches. It is fucking wild how many churches are in the United States. Just a building with a guy, and they're telling you about some religious bullshit, right? And they were saying that, like, he brought up a point where he was like, if you think it's a good idea that you need more church in your life, right? Or your kids need more church in their life, or your family needs more church in your life, just come to the church. It's here. Like, It's a service that already exists. Just go to it. Voila. Right. Bob's your uncle. There you go. Right? And I was like, I hadn't fucking thought of it that way. I've never thought about, like, vocalizing the fact that, like, if you want more church, just go to it. You know?
Right.
I have some relatives that want more church, and they go to church every Wednesday and Sunday because they were like, one day a week's not enough. We got to go twice. And I'm like, yep. I'm happy to support their personal decisions in their lives. You know, if they want to live a lifestyle, if they want to live an alternative lifestyle like that, they're allowed to live an alternative lifestyle. I'm not one that is going to impede their alternative church-going lifestyle, you know?
Their teaching abilities. Nice.
We got to read the chat here for a minute. I realize I'm a million miles behind. I stopped talking directly to Lady Guinevere, which we're not supposed to do that around here, guys. Guys? We're not supposed to do that. But she hasn't commented in a long time, so we'll see if she's still watching because I brought her up. Mickham says, any country pushing its beliefs almost to the max will trigger moderate people wanting balance, plus extreme believers imagining their world is threatened, triggering even crazier people. Yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate, yeah. Oh, shit, see, it worked. Please tell me, what is the logic of believing everything written in a 2,000-year-old book or similar, and then force it onto other people believing in prophecies without critically thinking, can that be sane? It can't be sane, but it's unfortunately, like, you got to think of it this way. There are many generations of people that have been selectively breeding themselves, right? So when you think about specific dog traits, like if you ever watch like a dog show, right? Every once in a while they'll bring up a dog, and let me find something for you here.
Should be interesting.
Let me see if I can find a quick image that can relate to what I'm talking about. Because here's the weird thing. Like, we have pictures now from 100 years ago to compare, right?
True.
Because there were cameras 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, can you have a fucking high-res image, please, you fucking dill holes? You fucking numbnuts.
Probably not.
These fucking numbnuts go up on Reddit and then post their fucking low-res image. Post the whole file, you fucking dingus. You fucking dingus fuck.
This is somebody's thumbnail that I stole.
Yeah.
German Shepherds are a good example.
Oh, actually, I have to like go to an article to actually get a fucking decent shot. Well, give me the fuck. I want you, goddammit, you sons of bitches. Here we go. Perfect. This is a perfect example. The Bull Terrier. This one is glaring, right? Like, this one is a glaring example, right? Before we go on, I'm going to leave this picture up here. The reason I brought up the truck situation is that I was talking about motorcycles and how dangerous they were. The 21-year-old F-350 driver, the reason I brought that up is how expensive that truck is. She probably wasn't driving her truck, you know, probably borrowed dad's truck or something like that, and accidentally committed a murder from a motorcycle rider acting like a jackwagon on the freeway, and got run over and could not be resuscitated. And by all accounts, everybody was standing over trying to give CPR to the kid on the motorcycle while the kid in the truck was standing there. And that is a lifetime of trauma that we're going to have to deal with because somebody wants to ride their Zippy McZipper machine like an asshole on the fucking freeway, right? It's a problem. It's a problem, and it's ridiculous, and it pisses me off. And especially, like I said, because I see it all the time, driving like absolute assholes. Anyhow, one of the things that we have to take into account is that this same thing, hold on, how do I point at it? There we go. I have to point like this, all the wrong direction. This thing has happened to humans, okay? Like, this dog used to look like this. 100 years later, looks like this. This is the same breed of dog. Like, this is in the, this down here is in the lineage of this. Like, these dogs are apparently related in my understanding. Like, these two comparative picture here is like, this is the great grandpa of this dog. Like, this dog has papers, this dog has papers, the chain between these dogs tracks. And the reason that that's weird, and the reason that I bring that up, is that this exact same thing has happened to humans. And when I say that humans have been selectively breeding, it's that humans have been selectively breeding, being extraordinarily influenced by the church. And if anybody wants to debate that, I would love to have a debate where everybody knows that I'm right just from the beginning, right? Just from right out the jump, you know? And then we could just argue for 2 hours and I could just be like, yeah, but the church people have been breeding with each other. And then they teach their kids that there is this imaginary bearded dude flying around in the sky in a red chariot, and he has a heaven and a hell, and he created a devil, and then the devil got loose or something. I don't even know. It's all a fucking bunch of bullshit. And instead of teaching your kids critical thinking skills to engage with the world that they are bound to end up living in, right? We spend all this time teaching them that there's an imaginary guy up in the sky that you got to be beholden to for some reason, right? It's an imaginary guy in the sky. He's telling us everything that we're supposed to do. We're going to teach you it from absolute young age, from zero. We're going to take you to this place. We're going to tell you about how this is going to affect you for eternity, right? Like, you know, this imaginary amount of time. Incomprehensible amount of time. All that stuff. But the humans have been selectively breeding to have what is commonly referred to as like an empty space inside them that they like need to fill this space with something. They need to fill this space with reverence and with like, oh, well, I have a purpose, right? Like I have all this stuff. Now, my argument has always been that you could easily fill that void simply by doing acts of community service. You simply could be filling that void with acts of community service that really probably don't even take that much energy to do. Maybe they take a lot of energy to do. Maybe you got a big void and you need to fill it with a whole lot of community service. And at the end of the day, you're A, going to feel fulfilled. B, you're going to have better relationships in your life. C, have better community in your life. You're going to be surrounded with better outcomes. You're going to have a reason to wake up tomorrow morning and do some more stuff and keep going and keep doing a thing over and over and over again until eventually someone's going to slap you inside a box and chuck you in a hole. And maybe you get a tree planted over you. Maybe you get a rock planted over you with your name on it or whatever. And 200 or 300 100 years later that rock gets washed away or the tree burns down or whatever, and no one even remembers that you're in a box in the hole in the ground that somebody dug, who is also in a box in a hole in a ground somewhere. You have a limited amount of time on this planet. You're not going to get to fly around in space as a fucking ethereal being and commune with whatever clouds or whatever, like do you seriously want to hang out with your great grandparents from the 1600s or whatever that like died of rickets and believed that witches were real? Like what are you gonna do in heaven if you go there, right? I'm gonna be there with my loved ones and all the people that came before me. Like, do I want to hang out with the guy from the year 5 who probably just he bit people, you know? I mean, he was probably a rapist. I mean, there's a high propensity for that back then, you know? Sure. What am I going to do? Go to heaven and commune with that guy? The fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? And why? It's because humans have been selectively breeding over all of this time that if you put your energy into this other thing that is pretty much outside your actual community because it's completely being controlled by somebody else, it's being completely influenced by somebody else, it's somebody else's business that they are running. And don't get me started on the fact that it is a business, because we could run down the list of you give them money, they provide a service, they have a building, they go to a place once a week. That's a business.
Anything you can add the word mega before is a business.
Mega penis.
Oh, there you go.
Gotcha.
That's porn. Got
it. No, I was saying no. Mega penis is not a business. That's not a business.
Isn't that a
robot? What do you call it? That's a shit. It's a lifestyle.
Okay, I thought maybe that was a hentai that I was unfamiliar with.
It probably is. I mean, I don't know. Fucking shit's everywhere. In my opinion, your amazing will to have fuck, I am having problems reading that sentence. In my opinion, your amazing will to have possibly of believing what you want also is bringing you down in one way when not letting poor or odd people join a small bit of wealth and availability to knowledge. I'm confused, dude. I'm do I need to call the authorities? Do you smell burnt toast right now? Because that sentence is fucking my brain up. I don't know what's going on. Do I smell burnt toast? I don't smell burnt toast. I might be having a stroke, though. I don't know. It could be me. The knowledge of how to control and trick people with less knowledge is one of the most dangerous ones. Yes, there you go. That sentence I get, and I agree with. I don't know what was happening with that sentence up there. I tried to read it, but maybe I had a stroke. I don't know. I'm within walking distance of at least 4 churches. Yeah, it's fucking wild in the United States. Like, how many churches are everywhere? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yep. Yeah, and you're going to tell me it's not a business and they're able to put up, what was the number? At least 400,000 buildings? That costs a lot. I don't care who you are. Are the girls leaving? Where are they going?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm going to call them real quick.
Oh. Away.
I got to mute me. Make some Jeopardy.
Do 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 do. He did not bum 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 bum. Whistle in case you guys didn't realize. He likes Ken Jennings. And here he is.
We have returned from that intermission. If you guys didn't
Yeah.
notice, our stream was late today because there was a whole bunch of drama going on. Drama for your mama. For my lady. And I had to help her. Not with me. The drama wasn't from me. It was ladies. A bunch of ladies arguing about stuff, and I had to help. Hey, Witchy Cat.
Yes.
I had to bring my logic to the conversation.
Oh no, that's a terrifying concept. There's people they would pay to see.
I had to navigate the emotional waters. They were having emotional waters, and I needed to bring my logic to the situation. Huh?
There's a Jubilee I'd pay to see. 20 emotional women debate Joel.
Dude, I would win. I would win, bro. I mean, let's not say here. Let's be honest here, Witchy Cat, for just a second. Just you and me. Let's be honest here. I might get laid out of that deal. Ha ha! Got him. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I would I do a Jubilee thing? I don't think I would, because I think personally, that format realistically leads itself to like an absolute level of abuse, not only for the people that are on the show, but the viewers. Like that format doesn't work. It's pretty specifically like it's sort of like a new version of like reality TV, right? Like this isn't helpful. Yeah. And a lot of it, what it is just clip farming. Essentially it is just, hundreds of clips for the one person and the 20 people that are there to argue. But the weird thing is that like, just how many like white supremacist fucking maniacs they managed to get in a room to argue with Mehdi Hasan. It was, and I think that at some point, I think Mehdi picked up on the fact that like, I'm realistically only here with pretty much insane people, right? It's all just like neo-Nazis and shit, like Nick Fuentes fans.
Right.
And it was
even
just
people behind be questionable.
At some point he realized it.
Yeah. That's weird. I haven't watched that one yet. I watched the Jordan Peterson one. Got about halfway through it and just went, no, that's all I can take. He's just so fucking annoyingly stupid. Well, not stupid, smug, I believe is the phrase that really struck me.
Oh, but that was the whole thing. Yeah, here's a perfect example of just how like fucked up America is at this point right now. And it's like I said, the responsibility falls on people like Jordan Peterson for propagating this stuff for as long as he has. Progressive broadcaster and Zeteo founder Mehdi Hasan experienced a baffling moment in his new debate video with Jubilee when he found himself talking to a far-right man who openly and proudly admitting to being a fascist. Pitted against 20 far-right conservatives, Hasan was ready to debate the video's second topic regarding whether or not President Donald Trump was defying the U.S. Constitution when he found himself sitting opposite a self-describing fascist man who expressed Nazi apologist leanings. Quote, "The Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us, and when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed," the man, who hesitantly identified himself as Connor, but noted that he goes by a pseudonym online, began. Quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further, the far-right conservative later remarked. In response, Hasan asked his debate opponent if Democrats can change or ignore the parts of the Constitution when they are in office too. Absolutely not, Connor replied, repeating the same phrase when he was asked if he believes in democracy. What do you believe in? Hasan asked, to which the other man responded, autocracy. You can watch the full video exchange, 22-minute mark. Okay, this is
my family lineage is set.
This is the craziness. I mean, like, we'll watch this portion of it because I do think that
Patel on Epstein.
He knows more information than I do.
Pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast.
Oh my God.
Quite frankly,
yeah, we don't want to take this guy out of context, right?
Heaven forfend.
Wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset.
Where does it start so we don't have to like listen to a commercial here?
Cash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more
Oh
information
Oh my
than I do.
God, they make it impossible to skip the fucking...
Good to meet you.
Yeah, take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast. Available
Where's the
wherever,
10-second skip? Oh, here we go.
Lovely to meet you.
so I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards
And
to
people
the
are
Constitution,
clapping
the
for that.
Constitution is a document that
Like right out the gate, this guy says,
anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because in regards
right? He's like laughing, having a great time. He says Donald Trump can be anti-constitution, anti the Constitution, and quite frankly, he's all there for it. And people clap.
In regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderful.
People are cheering and clapping for that diatribe, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. Oh, he doesn't like the First Amendment because it allows for pornography, right? Which, first and foremost, the First Amendment does not allow for pornography, right? Like, the fact that technology exists in order to create pornography is why pornography exists. Not because there's a First Amendment, there's pornography, right? It's because there's cameras, essentially, right? Like,
Right.
it's because people own paint and canvas, right? It's because the technology allows for pornography to exist. Sometimes people like looking at images of tits and vaginas and penises and whatever, right?
Yes.
So what are they going to do? I mean, maybe they'll take a picture of their own tits and then look at it. I don't know.
Revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise. I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
Whenever
the
it's in your
Second Amendment.
favor?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree, and
So
that's
you
part
support
of the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone. I
Why
can't
did
even
you-
remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
I came with this argument, but I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders,
Who is the we?
I mean, like, the guy's like not. You can't. I mean, you could technically be American and believe this shit. But this is fundamentally like un-American, like to the core. And the fact that people are clapping and cheering for this shit just goes to show you like the breakdown of the people that are there to debate I can't even say his name anymore. Mehdi Hasan, right? Recap Harris has a good point. The double standard these people have, I can do it, but nope, you can't. Sorry, but we can't. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's the problem, is that these people have been brainwashed to a point. This is where they actively believe. They're just actually going out and saying it now because they're encouraged by the fact that the United States is creating a Gestapo that's probably going to put the Third Reich's version to shame, to absolute shame.
So I posted in the live stream, the live stream chat, the videos I was talking about that Trump posted yesterday with the tagline, "No one is above the law." And the hypocrisy and the irony is crazy. Did you hear today, by the way, that Pam Bondi said that they're going after Hillary's emails again and Comey for failing to?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're doing anything and everything that they can to distract you from what's really happening. The fact that this Gestapo was funded beyond the pale. The fact that they've cut taxes to the fucking wealthy again. The fact that they're cutting Medicare, right? The fact that they're cutting social services to a point where essentially the whole system's just going to break. One of the things that dictatorships do when they start to take over, and one of the things that the Republican Party has been doing for the last 50 years, is when you get into a position where you're allowed to make the decision on to fund a project or fund a service, like Health and Human Services, right? What they do is they dismantle it to a point where it doesn't work like it's supposed to, right? It doesn't work as well as it could. Then everybody goes, oh, well, this system is obviously broken, so now we need a new thing. And when the new thing is implemented, it is just another boot on your neck, right? It is a little more weight on your head while you're treading water. What? I don't even know what that bot comment is. And they've been consistently doing this for 50 years, and they're doing it to an extreme right now to break all of those systems. One of the reasons I talked about NOAA being defunded, people being the budgets being slashed from NOAA and whatnot. The reason that those systems are being cut like that and cutting very important people that work in those services is because they'll start to drop the ball in certain places. If you have a restaurant that doesn't have somebody bussing the tables and it's very busy, eventually you're going to end up with a bunch of dirty tables that the new customers coming in can't sit at. It's the same fucking thing. And you go, oh, this restaurant sucks, right? And once you get the reputation of it sucking, you go, oh, you know what we need? We need a new restaurant, right? And the new restaurant will have a new coat of paint on it. The prices will be higher, and they'll serve the same quality of food as they did before. But that's what the Republican Party is doing. They've been pushed by these groups like the Heritage Foundation in order to enact this to an insane degree, right?
By the way.
Yeah.
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around
White
me.
people?
Yeah,
No brown
absolutely.
people. So,
Well,
some
actually,
of you guys,
I have quite.
some of the people
I
in this
have
room
quite-
don't make the cut
No,
from what I can
actually,
see visually.
Actually,
Okay.
hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you.
Okay.
I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, and should stay that
How
way.
does the United States...
So first and foremost, this guy's argument is he wants to maintain a white America. That's what he just said, right?
Several years too late. Several decades too late. But okay.
What's that?
That's-
What?
I said he's a few decades too late. But okay.
Oh, yeah. Mickham says, we don't understand how so many of you seem to be getting stuck in these topics. Well, I mean, the thing is that, like, and Recap Harris says, same here in Canada, Canadian values are actually much more closely aligned to European values than American. Mickham says, we don't understand how so many of you seem to be getting stuck in these topics. Now, first and foremost, I've talked to Canadians that have this same belief system. I've talked to lots of Europeans that have this same belief system, that immigration is like dirtying the country, blah, blah, blah. Lots of Canadians have this same viewpoint. Some of Canada wants to secede from Canada, right? Like, none of our countries are without these problems. I talked to an Austrian guy on Friday who conceded that he felt good enough that he started telling jokes about black people. He started telling jokes about Jewish people. And this is the first conversation I had with the guy. And he's from Austria. Land of, you know, the origin story, as it were, for these clowns.
Right.
I'm saying that all of our countries have this problem, right? The big common denominator that all of our countries have are these indoctrinated groups of people. These indoctrinated groups of people that are only finding community through this church in which they, like I said before, they are selectively breeding to be brainwashed by these churches so that you end up with these beliefs by the end of it. And by the way, it's the same people like this. If you were to sit down and explain to him, he claims to be Catholic, right? Like, what part of Catholicism is this coming from, right? It's not coming from any of their books. Have I read every single word in all of the religious books out there? No, but I sure as shit have read a bunch of them. And it sure as shit doesn't have any of this stuff in it.
Right.
Mark my word, if and when these preachers get control of the Republican Party, and they're sure trying to do so, it's going to be a terrible damn problem. Frankly, these people frighten me. Politics and governing demand compromise, but these Christians believe they are acting in the name of God, so they can't and won't compromise. I know. I've tried to deal with him. Barry Goldwater. Oh, yeah. Well, Barry Goldwater was a real trustworthy guy. Yes, the Maple MAGA movement is strong up here in Canada. These are the people who spend most of their time on social media echo chambers, spreading hate and disinformation, memes, and can't argue intelligently. That's right. Because the funny thing here is that these people, as we go through this...
Topic, but how does the United States look like under you? Sorry, what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh,
to
well,
say your name.
I use
Connor,
a pseudonym online,
fair enough,
but fair
Connor.
enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about
whether-
deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where
know,
does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class. Could be someone
No, but
who
who picks the autocrat?
frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings
So
were
isn't
paid.
that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that stage.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills because
How do you
that's the
know?
whole thing.
How do
Well,
you know?
Carl Schmitt makes,
Autocrats
As he points out there, he wants us to vote for the autocrat. He wants us all to vote for the autocrat to be our singular leader, right? And I want you to all to sit back and think for a second. It's like, what part of our society that is sort of continuous throughout the Western world requires like an individual leader, right? Like the biggest part of our society that requires an individual all-powerful leader is religious deities, right? You need God to do all of the stuff for you, right? You need God to handle the afterlife. You need God to carry you while you go through rough times, right? Like the feet on the sandy beach, right? And the reality there is that, like I said, like these people have been profoundly indoctrinated the entirety of their lives to demand a strong man tell them what to do, right? It's one of the reasons why like Andrew Tate was so successful and is still so successful, right? Andrew Tate just tells these buffoons what to do, and because they've spent the entirety of their life being told by a different strong man, right? Which, by the way, where is the highest use case of sexual abuse coming from, right?
Hey,
If we want to go back into the per capita numbers again, let's go into the per capita of sexual abuse from any kind of church leader, whether it be any of these cults, as I call them. The Catholicism is a cult. Christianity is a cult, just the same as the yoga guru cult, or what were they called with the, what's his name, the Kool-Aid guy, the Jonestown people? What were they called?
Yep,
What?
Oh God, why can't I not think of it?
Ah.
Yeah, the Jonestown people.
And to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes this
supporters.
point
But I
very
can't
well
think
in
of
his
the name of
work.
the
It's the
cult.
friend-enemy distinction, right? You
Carl
liberals-
Schmitt, the
Davidians
Nazi
were Waco.
theoretician.
Absolutely, I don't care.
Are you a
Who
fan of the
cares?
Nazis?
What the hell?
I mean, this guy
I
currently
frankly
is.
don't care being
This guy
called a
currently
Nazi.
right
I didn't
here
say that. I
Doesn't
didn't
matter
actually
to
say
me.
that. I said, are you a
is
fan of the
citing
Nazis?
Carl Schmitt.
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that, but
What about the
you know,
persecution of the Jews?
Totally.
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But
And
you
so
don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution
We
and stuff
may
like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show
But,
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
hey, what can I say?
I think you could say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone
Because
is on this.
in
Because you know
during-
that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out
Yeah,
who the fascists
absolutely.
and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
clearly you're not.
During the
Clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat
Are
cats.
you
They were
in favor
aristocrats.
of,
They
are you in
didn't care.
favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not. If
You mentioned
they...
Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic,
He only
dude.
killed combatants. Is that what you're
Yeah,
claiming?
he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill
You
people.
just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and
the
being a
feeling
Nazi,
is mutual,
if
so-
being a Nazi means upholding human
it down.
dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't. In a
don't-
state that I was
with the
running,
greatest of
I wouldn't
respect,
want to hurt
I
you
don't
or
debate.
anything like that. But
What are we
quite
doing here?
frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you
don't
just seem
know what
offended.
you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem
honest.
offended, to be quite frankly. Like,
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about being called a Nazi.
Sure.
Is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right
a Nazi,
thing.
a fascist, and a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And
thing.
you don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What
democracy.
are you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
This is democracy. I want to debate and
because
disagreement.
it is the means to support an end. The reason.
There it is, right there. Because Mehdi Hasan is asking him, hey, why are you here at a debate? Why are you here at a debate to argue about democracy, however you want to phrase this, beliefs, the United States Constitution, the fact that our president is violating it, and this guy goes into a diatribe admitting where he's a Nazi fascist sympathizer, where he thinks Franco is a fucking amazing general, which is insane. But the point that he says right there is that all of this dog and pony show that this fucking shitbag is saying is that this is a means to an end. And that is the explanation that these people are willing to do, right? They will do anything. They will do anything. Anything is a means to an end for them. It does not matter what they are put up to do to reach their end goal, which, by the way, is the extermination, eradication of anybody who doesn't, air quote, believe what they believe, which, by the way, I don't even know how you're supposed to suss out whether or not somebody believes what you believe or not. They're just going to kill anybody who they don't like, is basically what it's going to boil down to. But he is 100% willing to do any of this crazy shit because it is a means to an end, right? And that's how these people believe. That's how these people think. Everything is a means to an end. Do whatever you have to do to get rid of the people who you have dehumanized in your mind, right?
Right.
For the entirety of your life. Because he feels, this guy, this clown show right here, feels that he's 100% justified. And by the way, people in this room have been posting about how this guy won the debate. They're claiming this is a victory, right? Because Mehdi Hasan says, I don't debate Nazis and fascists. There is no point. And the reasoning behind that, you don't debate somebody. You might want to have an interview with somebody like this, but you don't sit and debate with somebody like this because they don't have a foundational belief or a respect for other humans, right? No. They don't have any respect for anything about you. They don't care.
Nope.
How many have watched this debate? It's in the millions, I'm sure. Maybe Witchy Cat can look it up real quick. These Jubilee debates are pretty popular. The question is like, are people gonna actually be able to watch this? And the people that need someone to hold their hand while they watch it, do they have somebody there holding their hand and be like, hey, can we stop? We need to talk about, like, hey, I understand that this guy's very passionate. And it sounds like, oh, wow, he's Catholic, I'm Catholic, we're all Catholic, let's do some Catholic stuff. This guy isn't even preaching any Catholicism. This guy is once again implementing the tool that I am constantly warning people about, And in fact, like, I lose friendships over this stuff, and that's fine. You know why that's fine? Because I'm willing to put it out there, right? And that's fine. More often than not, I don't lose good friends over this type of stuff, right? That's pretty rare. In fact, I'm friends with lots of religious people. One of the guys that I've known for 30 years now worked his way up until he was on the board of a really big church, okay? And one of the big problems that he found when he was there, it was no longer about the church. Once you get that high up in the church, it was about making money. And he was profoundly disgusted by what was going on at the top of the church. He's a very fancy guy. He's a very successful guy. And like I said, he's decided to dedicate his life to Jesus. And you're like, okay, get the suspicious eyes on what's going on, right? But he is one of those guys that actually is sort of living the raw teachings of Jesus of, like, you know, love your neighbor and love everybody and do the best that you can, blah, 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 right? Which is just foundationally like what people should generally adhere to without even requiring this extra layers and extra layers of crazed indoctrination, right? Anonymous says, I'd never debate a fascist or a Zionist. It's the same thing. Yeah, more or less. Like I said earlier, like, I'm not here to debate the Israel-Palestine thing. The only reason that I really brought it up is because somebody brought it up in the chat again. And yes, I do think it's a disgusting genocide. But once again, like, you are not going to make any level of headway with that part of the world unless you can start making some breakthroughs with these people that are brainwashed the entirety of their lives, like this guy is, right? By the church. That's where this comes from. This insane religious belief of, I will do anything. This is all just a means to an end, right? And
Right.
if you think about, like, this is all just a means to an end, his end is the problem, right? What the end point that this person wants to be in is the problem. And they are willing to do whatever to get there.
Yeah.
We have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. Again, I mentioned
the only good thing about this fascist moment we're in is that you guys are so open about it.
The whole reason I mentioned
the
I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction. Even liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me.
See, this guy wholeheartedly believes right there from that statement that when air quote liberals, right, get into office, that they enact policies that punish him. Right? He wholeheartedly believes that when the opposing party gets in, they enact policies that punish him. He believes that he is personally being punished by another political party because he is of a political party that wishes to punish their opponents, right? There is no meeting in the middle ground. There is no compromise between anything. The compromise for them is you do what we say or we kill you. That's it. That's their middle ground. Their middle ground is extermination. Right? That's all that this person believes. That's why Mehdi Hasan isn't going to debate this person. They do not have a foundational belief that you can have a genuine back and forth about ideas or what are going on, because This guy's optimal world is eradicating anybody that is not like him, thinks like him, acts like him, wants to do the things. Just keep going down the list forever, right? And the upside for them is the chance to eradicate anybody who is that way. Back to my previous point, they want to self-select to brainwash people. And these religions have been doing this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Right? To go back to the dog breeds, that's what these people have been doing to the people that they are creating, right?
Yep.
And I almost guarantee you in a world where this doesn't turn into some insane war, right? Like, and all the shit goes completely cattywampus. This will be the guy who's getting the swastika tattoo removal in 10 years, right?
Right.
15 years, whatever it is, after they do some kind of heinous crime, and then have to pay for it, right? Have to pay the price for it. Have to get punished for whatever insane nonsense this guy gets up to. Like, this will be the guy who 15 years from now, 10 years from now, us as the liberals or whatever, right? The spooky left, right? The leftists have been enacting all these policies that have been harming me for so long, right? In which I would love to hear a policy that has supposedly harmed this guy. He will never, ever, ever highlight a policy that has actively harmed him, because then we would actually have to have a conversation on how it harmed him and how he could prove a point to how he was harmed by some liberal democracy that we live in, right?
Right.
Like, at what point was he actually harmed by these supposedly harmful leftist policies, right?
Just that simple.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
This person right here, this blonde girl comes on later and tells Mehdi Hasan that he's not an American, he's an immigrant. Even though he's a naturalized citizen, he is an American. She is a first-generation child of immigrants.
Eastern
And they
Europe?
go back and forth about Mehdi Hasan saying, like, well, obviously your parents are immigrants. And she said, no, they're Americans. I said, yeah, but they immigrated here. And she's like, no, they're Americans, right? And fundamentally, like, this is another example of, it's not about any kind of logical thought, right? There's no logic behind the reasoning. There's no, I sat down and I really, like, came to a conclusion about how I feel about a certain thing. No, it's none of that. There's no logic behind any of it. And, like, this person right here keeps saying that, and actually I should probably just find it as opposed, because then we can talk about it. It's not her.
The women just piss me off. I don't understand how they can be a part of all this movement. Ugh.
It's a laundry list of crazy people in this.
Well, I just mean in general. I don't.
Was it this is it this girl or I don't know where she is in the video, but needless to say, the bigger part of the story here is that, like, it's a real looking glass into some of the stuff that I have definitely talked about on stream here before, that, like, we are in an extraordinarily dangerous time where these people are just like, this is fine, you know? And by the way, this is not fine. That is not fine. That is not good. That's not great. There's no logic behind any of it. It's all complete fucking utter nonsense, and it's disgusting. But it is 5:30, and I do have to return the tool. I was compacting gravel all day today, and it was hot, and I was sweaty, and I had to take a shower before I streamed today. And I might have to take a shower after because I got to go compact some more gravel. How do you feel about that?
I am just hotter than hell. The idea of compacting rock is a stunningly sexy feast.
How hot is it up
for it.
there?
It's not too bad because it keeps threatening to thunderstorm. So
Is it 100?
I've had no, not today. It's down in the 70s today. So
well, I'm gonna go compact some gravel. You stay safe up there.
So,
I'm gonna call Witchy Cat later at a later time.
right.
I love you guys. Thanks to Skog for the $5 super chat paid for the show today. Thank you very much, my guy. Our $5 goes right in the bucket. Like I said, I've said this before. If people want me to be making more content, we got to financially make the time. It just is what it is. We have to financially make the time. I have a bunch of recorded stuff, and I really got to edit some stuff. But we have to financially make the time, and all of my work time is just it's booked. It's crazy, and it's not producing a shitload of money at the time at this moment. So, but things are going all right, and we're moving forward. And we booked a different camping trip, a much more picturesque camping trip. So hope to come back with some cool sunset shots or something like that for you guys. But yeah, like I've said before, if you guys want to support the channel, you can. If you don't want to support the channel, you don't have to. You can become a member. You can super chat. You can go over to Patreon. You could just kiss your neighbor or something. I don't know. Do whatever you want to support the show. It's fine by me. Acts of kindness or whatever. Just do that. That's cool too. And I'll talk to you guys at least next week.
I reckon.
Rock music.
Rock music.